When it comes to fighting procrastination in ourselves and in our kids, it's all about small choices, and that's what last week's video was about, so be sure to go watch that. But today we're continuing on to part 2, which is fighting procrastination in ourselves and in our kids. We're still talking about habits, and we're talking about how to teach your kids to build the action habit. Let's get started. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos on money, minimalism, our travel journey around the world. We publish a new video every week. It's easy to put something off for an hour or for a day or even for a week, but every time you do that, you're building the habit of procrastination. And your kids may be really good at this. I know our kids are. Instant gratification has run its course on our current generation. Delayed gratification is a lot less tapped, and a lot of people just don't realize the benefits. Delaying gratification is the foundation of building self-discipline, which is ultimately the foundation of the habits that you stick with over the rest of your life. It's not all about willpower and discipline, but that becomes a big part of it, and you're building that every day. You're going to either be building self-discipline or you're building procrastination. It's always going to be one or the other. And we can't rely on motivation to beat procrastination. Motivation's not dependable. Habits depend on action, and action is built out of discipline and out of systems, as we'll talk about. Procrastination can start at a very young age, but that's the best age to fight it because that's the easiest place to stop it before it gets out of control. Anytime you have the opportunity to procrastinate, you have the opportunity to procrastinate and lose, or to not procrastinate and win and build a little bit more discipline in that area. But a habit of action is built slowly and easily over time, but it is built in those small choices as we talked about last week. Let's look at habits again. This is how habits are built. Habits that stick are built slowly and easily. A running habit, if you're not a runner and you've never been a runner, is going to be built by running 30 seconds or 1 minute a day until you can run for 2 minutes a day, until you can run for 3 minutes a day, until you can run for 30 to 60 minutes 4 or 5 days a week. Small, slowly, gradually, easily. Unfortunately, negative habits are built in the same fashion. Waiting until tomorrow to start choosing healthier options in your diet is fine, until you've waited until tomorrow for a year or 5 years. And then you end up many pounds away from your goal instead of just a few pounds away from your goal. So how long does it take to actually form a habit? Well, the research shows it takes about 21 days or 66 days, or honestly, the research has shown that we really have no idea how long it takes to build a habit, but it does depend heavily on the habit itself. Different habits take different amounts of time to build. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how long it takes. The fact is, if you stick with a habit, you are going to build it and it's going to become second nature. Some habits may take a few weeks, some may take a few months, but if you keep doing it, it's going to turn into a habit. But when you start with small steps, such as the first step being putting on your running shoes and committing to that for however many days, and then going to the gym, and then actually doing something at the gym, and then eventually, if you keep going, you're going to build massive habits if you just go small, gradually, slowly, over time. We all know the typical story. Maybe you're 20 pounds overweight, so you decide one day, okay, I'm going to make a complete change, and I'm going to overhaul everything. You start eating broccoli and chicken for every meal. You start going to the gym 7 days a week. You do that for a grand total of 5 days, and you're completely burnt out, and then you go on a 2-month-long binge of eating whatever you want, feeling sorry for yourself, and not working out at all. That goes back to that motivation. A lot of people think that motivation is what's going to get them going, but it doesn't work that way, and that's what the action habit is all about, and we're going to talk about that. Building the action habit. So what is the action habit? It's a mindset. You have to develop a mindset that leads towards action and stop putting things off, and having our kids stop putting things off. The more we put things off, the more procrastination is going to grow. The more we take action and just handle whatever it is immediately, the more the action habit is going to happen. So what is the action habit? The action habit is basically just saying that if you want to do better at something, or if you want to get something done, start doing it. Take action. Motivation is going to come from action. If you've been thinking about the garage and it's completely cluttered and you've been needing to take care of it for years, get started. Go in there and do something. You're going to get motivated when you just get started. You're not going to want to do it at first. You're never going to be motivated to clean the garage out. Almost never. Maybe a few exceptions. But put your energy into the first step, and teach your kids to put their energy into the first step. Even before you want to do it, take action. If you start doing it, the motivation will come and you will see the progress and it will happen, but you can't wait for motivation to get started. You have to take action. And as far as procrastination goes in your kids, whenever something comes up and they try to put it off for any reason, try to encourage them not to put it off and explain the importance of this little decision and them not putting it off right now, and how it's going to turn into a snowball effect in their life of either not putting stuff off or putting stuff off if they choose to go that direction. It's a ripple effect for the positive or for the negative. So let's teach our kids to build positive habits and to take action now on the things that they need to get done, and show them the benefits of getting things out of the way so then they can do their leisure and their fun stuff instead of procrastinating and doing the leisure and then trying to do the thing later or forgetting to do it 5 or 10 times. So teach your kids to build these positive habits in all areas of their life. It's just like with finances. If we teach our kids healthy financial habits when they're young, we're not going to be trying to figure out how to dig them out of debt later or how to help them get out of debt later. They're going to already be set up and they're going to know the dangers of debt and that kind of stuff. Teach the importance of self-discipline to your kids and just teach them overall to live a life of action, of getting things done, of doing it before you want to. As silly as it sounds, if you want to be productive, sometimes you just have to start being productive, even if it's against your will, and then the motivation will come, or you'll just get the thing done without the motivation, but typically the motivation will come. It will follow. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos on money, minimalism, our travel journey around the world. If you're interested in raising kids of intention and purpose, I wrote Intentional Children. I'll put a link to that below. It's an entire book about money and mindset. That is all for today. I will see you next week.